Hello folks, it's Abfielder here with a quick look at this week's snapshot, which is 1.18 pre-release 1, and there are two big features to talk about in this week's release. If I go into more world options, we have two options that are now back. We have large biomes that we will look at second, but firstly we have amplified. And apparently you need a beefy computer, it's just for fun. Good news is, I've got a fairly beefy computer. I'm confident it can stand up to this. I can't wait to see what this looks like. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to amplified terrain with this new terrain generation. It's gonna be insane. Let's jump ahead to 100%. Okay, here we go. I have landed in this world. Let's fly up. I'm in creative mode, obviously, so let's check this out. This is looking pretty wild. So I don't know how high this will go up, this terrain. Does it go up to the build limit? I guess we'll find out. So we are in a tiger biome of sorts. We've got lots of floating islands. I hate floating islands. I know this is amplified, so I'm going to give this one a pass. I mention it every week. Every time I do a video that I hate floating blocks, but in amplified, I'm going to give it a free pass. This, could you imagine trying to survive in this? I've done a hardcore 1.18 series in the snapshots. Check it out. Links in the top right-hand corner. And that was difficult enough. This would just be a nightmare. Let's go and locate one of the snowy peaks and let's see what's going on there. It's going to take a moment to load in, even with a bit of a beefy computer. This is not happy. I can hear it whirring away, trying to load in. Here we go. It's slow. It's slow. But trust me, it's going to load in. Here we go. Oh, wow. Is that going to load in more? No, I think that's kind of it. I think this is the peak. So we got a large hollowed out area. I'm guessing this is where the cave kind of carving comes in. It's a little bit wild, but that is insane. Is that up to the build limit? We're up at Y300. I can't remember what the limit is now. Is it 312, 318 possibly? Let's go and check it out. That's a snow layer. Let's grab that ice block and let's fly up and let's check this tree out. I can't put any blocks on top. That is at the absolute build limit. I actually wanted to see mountains in the regular terrain occasionally go up to the build limit. I think that would have been awesome. Not with the cave carving that's going on here, but again, amplified. I know, people are doing it for fun. That looks pretty wild. And look at this loading in now as well. This looks pretty spectacular. I think I'm actually going to take that as the screenshot for the video. Let's let that load in and I'll grab a screenshot. Screenshot taken. I think that's about as much as it's going to load in, and let's fly down this way and take a little bit more of a look at this terrain just so you can see what the amplified mode really looks like, but it is insane. There are some flatter areas that you could build your base in. Chunk loading is very, very slow. I did have a Bedrock player comment the other day. They were glad they played Bedrock because of how fast chunk loading was. I've got my max render distance set up basically to the max. I might have it down a little bit from when I was doing that survival series, the hardcore series. It's loading in probably triple the number of chunks, probably more than that, than Bedrock will ever attempt to load in. So got a little bit of slack, Bedrock players. Okay, the one thing I do want to check here is what's going on beneath the ground. Are the caves amplified as well with this new terrain? That would be... I don't even know what that'd be like. Basically, just be a hole under the world if they're amplified. So I've given myself night vision. I've gone into spectator mode, and let's head down here. My initial impression is that no, these are not amplified. These don't look any more larger, any more epic than the normal caves. Yeah, I would say these are pretty normal. I would say amplified terrain generation doesn't really change cave generation, which kind of makes sense. I'm a little bit disappointed they haven't kind of amplified the lush caves. That might have been quite cool. But this just looks normal to me. They might change it. You never know. It's the first time we've seen it, so it's possible that they'll change this, but this looks very normal. Okay, we also have the large biomes world, so let's load that in. Okay, so I've spun up a large biome world. We've spawned in this jungle area. Terrain generation is looking very, very normal, but obviously it's all jungle. And I think what we'll do here to demonstrate this is we'll have a quick look around, but then we're going to fly out in one direction and see how quickly this biome changes to another one. The biomes are already pretty big in the normal terrain generation, so I'm expecting them to be truly, truly massive. I'm going to skip ahead in the video here to see how far we go before this changes, because spoiler alert, it's a long way. We are 1,200 blocks out now on the Z-axis, and we've just changed into the sparse jungle biome, which I am counting as a biome change. It's a minor one. I love this biome, by the way. It's one of the best new additions to 1.18. But 1,200 blocks before that change. Let's keep going a bit further and see if we can get it, because we've got jungle coming back here. So, yeah, technically maybe we're not out the jungle yet. Let's see how much further we have to go. We are now 2,100 blocks out, and we've got sparse jungle on the right. We've got plains, I think that is on the left. Could be plains, could be meadow. I think it's plains. Looks like plains. So jungle hasn't technically ended, but we do have another biome to the side of it. Let's see how much further before the jungle really does end. 3,000 blocks, and then we get an ocean. So 3,000, that is a truly large biome. You can't argue with the description of that world. And then, yeah, ocean, ocean, ocean. And the one thing I do want to check is what's the other side of this ocean, because what you tend to see in a lot of these terrain generations now is sometimes the previous biome carries on across the ocean. If I think that makes sense. So I'm half expecting to see more jungle the other side of this. So I'm interested to see what happens. Good news is at 4,700 blocks in, the ocean ended and we had a plains biome, not a jungle biome. Pretty happy to see that. It would have been interesting to see if that was jungle. I'm now interested to see what the caves look like. Do they look the same as the amplified and the normal terrain generation, or are they larger as well? Do we have larger, lush caves? They look very similar as normal terrain generation. I don't think they're different than you would normally get. We're going to do locate biome and go to a lush cave. While I do that, if you want 10 epic seeds for Minecraft 1.18, got a video, link will be in the description below. And as I said earlier, don't forget to check out the hardcore video as well. That is an awesome video in my opinion. I'm a little bit biased, but check it out. Here we go then, the lush caves. And they do not look any bigger. So I would say that larger biomes doesn't affect caves in the same way that the amplified terrain also doesn't affect them. Be interesting to see if that changes. Folks, that's all I've got time for. This is a longer than normal quick look video. I'm Abfielder. That's all I have time for. Goodbye.